Did you know that President William McKinley was the third U.S. president to be assassinated in a span of just 36 years, and that the attack happened at the 1901 Pan-American Exposition in Buffalo, New York? Because of this, we are left with historic video footage captured by Thomas Edison, documenting the president's final speech the day before his assassination on September 6th. Curiously, this footage bears the date of September 11, 1901, precisely 100 years before our own modern-day September 11th. Even more curious is that a then unknown 28-year-old named Leon Czolgosz, the president's assassin, had arrived in Buffalo on August 31st, a full week before the attack. According to Leon's statement to police, he claimed to have attempted the assassination the previous day, on September 5th, during the president's speech. He stated that he had awakened early that morning and secured a good spot right under him, but one that was still at the outer range of his accuracy. He said that he stood and, quote, argued with himself about whether he could hit the president at this distance, and whether he might even be able to get the shot off with so many people jostling him. A half-dozen times, he thought of taking aim. Upon close examination of the historic Edison footage, one figure in the foreground bears a striking resemblance to Leon. This individual also appears out of place, standing somewhat awkwardly by himself while repeatedly glancing towards McKinley, who is just entering the stage. As others in the vicinity are taking their seats and engaged in conversation, this individual seems to be assessing the situation. His proximity to the president and the way he keeps looking at McKinley and then looking away certainly seems to line up with the account Leon gave to police. Notably, as the president walks out onto the stage, his wife is positioned between him and the presumed assassin. Unfortunately, the film was edited so that it skips forward to the actual commencement, leaving us with only a brief clip to examine. Although he never actually faces the camera, his build and appearance, as well as his claim that he was at the front during the speech, seem to offer reasonable speculation that the individual in the footage is in fact Leon Czolgosz. Had Leon been successful in this initial attempt, the assassination would have been captured on film, and it would have been published for the world to see on September 11th. Having missed his opportunity on the 5th, Leon regrouped and sought his chance the following day. The president would be in the Temple of Music, greeting the public, so Leon waited in the line with his .38 caliber revolver concealed in his hand by a white handkerchief. President McKinley was wearing a red carnation on his lapel, something he had long believed to bring him luck. Waiting in line several spots ahead of Leon was a 12-year-old girl named Myrtle Ledger. When she asked the president for his carnation, he obliged, saying, "I must give this flower to another little flower." Mere minutes later, Leon reached the front of the line. As the president reached out to shake his hand, Leon slapped it away and fired his revolver 2 times before being subdued and beaten by the crowd. The first shot ricocheted off of McKinley's coat button, but the second bullet lodged inside his abdomen and damaged several internal organs. For the next several days, it looked like the president might recover. However, his unseen internal injuries turned gangrenous, and he succumbed to his wounds more than a week later on September 14th. 2 weeks later, on September 26, 1901, Leon Czolgosz was sentenced to death. He was executed by electric chair on October 29, 1901. His body was placed inside a lead-lined coffin and completely dissolved using sulfuric acid. His personal belongings were burned in the furnace, and his coffin was buried in an unmarked grave at the Auburn State Prison Cemetery in Auburn, New York. His last public words were, "I killed the president because he was the enemy of the good people, the good working people. I am not sorry for my crime."